Welcome back to Timberborn and my Diorama challenge. Last episode, we greatly expanded our agricultural capacity, and it looks like our fields are actually getting ahead of our beavers' ability to work them. So we've got an immediate problem to solve, which is we need to make sure that we're actually, putting our agricultural capacity to its full use. So we're going to want to build an additional farmhouse over here. But the main focus of this episode actually is going to be building up our industrial capacity. So far, the only fancy industrial thing we're doing is turning logs into planks. We need a lot more than that. Specifically, we're going to need gears if we're going to want to try to, build the fancy machinery that's going to be running this town. Because at some point, there's going to be a limit to how many beavers can live here. And so we're going to need to build automated things that can sort of make their lives better without needing it to depend on more and more and more beavers to feed. So what I think we should do is try to build some effective water wheels in this area to sort of, basically siphon energy off the water rather than needing to depend on just full-on just beaver power at all times. So that means, but we've got sort of limited real estate on this actual water. So the first thing we're going to figure out before we place our second farmhouse, the first thing we want to figure out is where will our water wheels go? So we can build a compact water wheel that sits in the water and just spins based on the water's flow. We can also build a larger water wheel. In fact, let's unlock this. Okay, this is enormous. How does this even work? It looks like, okay, this large water wheel looks like it relies on deeper water, I think. Okay, so you need to root it. Okay, I actually kind of forgot how to rotate the camera. Here we go. You need to root it somewhere where it can... Even this doesn't look like it should be able to spin here. It looks like it's too tall for this spot. Oh, no, okay, it just barely reaches the bottom. Okay, so basically you need to set it 2 tiles above the height of the water. The depth of the water. Interesting. Okay, so that is doable right here if I build a platform out to it. That is actually, I think, doable. The question is it desirable? I think it might be. I want to try it out. I've never built a large water wheel before. So is that the tile that I should hang it from? Let's see. Yeah, that looks like that'll work. All right, so now this is going to take all of our planks. Putting this massive water wheel here is going to take every plank that we have. So one thing we should probably do is expand our plank storage so that isn't the case. Building something of this scale doesn't exhaust all of our planks. So planks are stored in large industrial piles. So let's stick a new one on top of here. Let's designate that it is for planks. And then let's come up with a nice little staircase for it. It needs to go up here and there. And I'm not a big fan of it coming out there because then I have to... That'll look kind of weird. Actually, yeah, let's do this, which will give us a little platform here where we can make that into a landing and turn off to the side if we need to. In fact, let's empty out this water tank and move that storage over here. And that's aesthetically weird. And so let's also rip out this one and rotate it too, so it looks better. So basically the reason I put this landing here is so that I could future-proof this, so that I could, if I wanted to build another staircase off to the left, I've got a place to springboard off. Okay, so we've got our plan for where to build our water wheel, which means that our industrial stuff that we're going to be building is going to be on this side of it. So, for example, if we want to build a gear shop, the gear shop can go there, and now it's connected to the water wheel, and the water wheel is going to turn to keep the gear shop running. Well, that means that when we have a drought and this water stops flowing, this whole operation grinds to a halt. But whenever the water is flowing, it should be pretty efficient. It only require one beaver to work there. So now that we've established that, and actually it's going to be... It'll be possible, but kind of a challenge to get power to flow across this walkway. I think that means we are pretty free to build a second farmhouse on this side without causing a big problem. So let's see... if I build the farmhouse here, will it be able to reach all of these fields? So let's say we build the farmhouse here. Yes, it can reach. It can reach all of these fields. So that'll be good. We will make that a high priority workplace. And now we've told the beavers to build a lot of things. So, and some of them are huge. So let's make sure that... Oh, we've already put most of the planks into this that we need. Hopefully we can keep grinding out enough planks. Okay, good. These guys have been emptied. So let's destroy them. And then we will place a new storage right there. And this will be for water. So same amount of storage as before, just oriented differently. And now we just watch our beavers work. Oh, here we go. Oh, check out how fast that thing is moving. Okay, so it is providing 170 horsepower right here. So that was a big question mark because, okay, what did it advertise? So it says 180 horsepower per something is what it provides. And so at the current water flow level, this one provides somewhere between 130 and 170. And it is going lower and lower for some reason. Why? Oh, because a drought's about to start. Oh, interesting. It hasn't really officially started yet, but does the water slow down when a drought is approaching? I didn't think that would be the case. I guess it does slow down. I assumed it just abruptly stopped, but no, it slows down. Okay, so this thing is not running because it's a drought right now, but hopefully it'll eventually be a good idea once the water starts flowing again. The beavers have already built our plank storage here, but we've used all of our planks. So right now we are hand to mouth with planks. They're producing planks here as fast as we get to use them. We've built one platform so far, and this thing requires 25 planks. So actually, let's deprioritize this construction because it's not our gear shop isn't going to be able to run anyway until we get the water back. So it's going to be more important for us to finish growing this thing. So let's make all of these platforms here and the farmhouse on top of them top priority. We'll focus on those, and then we'll build the gear shop after we're done. So then let's add some potatoes in places we want potatoes. Okay, we are definitely doing well when it comes to food. Our food is catching up. It's there aren't really any tools to sort of aggregate or like figure out what your average food income is. And so it's difficult to sort of like, you have to keep checking on it to make sure that you actually understand what's going on with it. By the way, the reason that I stuck the farmhouse on this side rather than putting it next to the other farmhouse is because I just wanted to have a little path through here. I suspect that at some point we're going to want access to this area up here, and cutting a path straight through all this arable land feels wasteful, so I kind of want the ability to set a path this direction if I want to, and so that means sort of leaving a space open. I could have done it on this side too, I guess. I don't know, decided not to. So Let's asks, if you keep the water level high enough, would it still stop working? Would the wheel, I assume you're talking about the wheel, would the wheel still stop turning? So I think it's not really about how high the water level is. It's about whether it's flowing out. It's about if water is coming out of here and being replenished from here, then there's flow in this body of water, and then the wheel will turn. But keeping the water level high, I think, doesn't have much to do with it. But maybe you were suggesting that when water is flowing out of this, the water level is higher, and that means that like more water is turning the wheel. You know what? That might actually be true. Like water moving at the same speed but shallower might have less force than water moving at the same speed but deeper. I think you might be right about that. Okay, so we've got now twice the beavers working this area, so they should actually be able to catch up with these harvestables. And then I'll be able to sort of slot some potatoes in there. And, okay, yeah, so we've got some trees trying to dry out. Trees take a long time to die, though. You have to really permanently dry them out in order to kill them. And so this area, even though these trees aren't going to grow as fast because they're dried out, ultimately they'll still survive. Right now we've got perfect employment, which is always fun. So let's make some more maples over here, just because we can. But yeah, I think, actually, because we actually are doing really well with our log output, I'm actually starting to question whether or not maples are a good idea here. You know what? Let's cancel maples in this whole area. And let's actually go with chestnuts. Chestnuts are a potential food source. We can cut them down if we get desperate, but we don't actually have to cut them down. And then, like, let's say all the areas where we're actually growing chestnuts, let's stop chopping those areas. So yeah, let's chop down the first generation of maples that come up here. Let's make this a chestnut orchard, and then we can harvest chestnuts for food later on. Because eventually, yeah, we're going to need more food than we are producing here. And so yeah, so planning ahead for that is probably a good idea. So, all right. We've got this thing built, but it can't operate until we've got some mechanical energy coming in through here. Now, we could put a beaver wheel over here as sort of an optional source of power if we want to. The question is, do we want to? Because it takes up space, it takes up beavers, and I kind of, yeah. I mean, we've only got a day and a half left of this drought. We will start to see this working, and then hopefully we'll be storing up gears. Oh, storing up gears. You know what I need? Some storage for gears. That's what I need. So if we're going to be trying to store up gears, that means we should probably build a fairly big warehouse for them. Normally up front, because you don't need gears that much, I'll usually build only a small warehouse for them. But I'm actually thinking, in this case, we want a big one. So, we'll be making them over here. It's be convenient to put the warehouse someplace close to that, but not an absolute necessity. And so I'm just trying to think, where is the best place to stick that storage? I'm thinking that maybe we should put some storage there, and then do this. And so yeah, so we could store a few gears here, but then let's build a larger warehouse for gears right there. This will be for gears. So now we're gonna have plenty of storage space for gears, and so that means that when this thing isn't running, hopefully when this thing is running, we'll build up enough gears that we can use them even when it's not running. Now we're 0.2 days away from the water coming back. Let's watch the water come back. Oh, hey, Solar Power and Setia. It's good to have you both here. I'm glad you were able to catch a Timberborn stream, Solar Power. Okay, so the water's coming back. It's coming back very slowly. There we go. It's starting to flow again. It's going to start filling up here, and then I think it'll start turning this water wheel. So Setia says, you play a lot of games. That is true. That is actually the whole purpose of my stream is, oh, Oh, actually, while it's filling up, it won't really count as a flow. It's got to also be flowing out through here, which doesn't start happening until it gets fuller. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, the whole point of the stream is to motivate me to play a wide variety of different games, because that's something that I sort of kind of need to do for work, and it's very easy to sort of to fall behind on that kind of effort. And so this is something I do specifically to motivate myself to play a wide variety of games. So wow, the water really is taking its time. Okay, it's starting to flow out now, and now the water wheel is turning. So let's see, how much energy are we getting from this? 150, 160. Okay, so that means we're making more energy than this thing needs. This thing only needs 120. And so it is operating at maximum efficiency. This thing is making more than it needs, but not much more. So I am thinking that when we get to the point where we want to build more factories over here, we should probably also build another water wheel, because this water wheel isn't going to do much more than it's already doing. I think that it's got a little bit more power left, which means, like, for instance, if I wanted to install another lumber mill over here, I could do that and maybe lose one of these lumber mills. That would be an option. But a lot of the other industrial stuff that we want to build, it will demand more and more and more power. And so it's not going to be a long-term solution. What we really need, ultimately, is engine power. But engines require not just gears, which is something we are now manufacturing. We have 5 gears now, yay! But engines also require steel. They require metal, which means we're going to need to start harvesting and refining metal. The smelter, it requires gears and scrap metal. Okay, yeah, so we're actually only one step away from having engines. We just need to get somebody up here harvesting this scrap. Or over here harvesting this scrap. But this is the more easily accessible scrap. I'm wondering, might it make sense for us to, like, let's start harvesting some scrap. Let's start collecting this stuff. We don't have a lot of extra beavers lying around, but we will soon. So yeah, let's unlock scrap gathering, and let's stick just one for now. Let's stick just one workplace right there, and then let's figure out where we want to store the scrap that we gather. Oh, we're emptying out our water tanks a lot, aren't we? I think we might have fallen behind the curve on water. So before we go any further on anything else, let's make sure that's not a problem. So let's have a look at a water pump. So we could put one here. We could put one here. Or here-ish. Yeah, let's start with putting one here. And so that means some tall platforms, a couple short platforms, and that walkway that I was talking about earlier could go in there. And then, oh wait, no wait, we don't need this one. That's where the pumping happens. There, that's what we need. So yeah, you can, like, you learn these habits of just being constantly vigilant about your storage in this game. So if it looks like our storage is getting low and it's not replenishing itself, then you got to immediately jump on that problem. So let's build another one of those over here. I think it's going to need an entrance there. Like this. Hopefully just a couple water pumps will do it. But I want to be cautious. You know, better safe than sorry and all that. Oh, it looks like... Okay, we've got one undone job. Oh, but looks like, actually... Does this guy have any trees to chop down? Oh, he does, but it's over here. He doesn't have any more trees to chop down over here. So, let's destroy that workplace. Destroying workplaces. That's my specialty. Let's destroy that workplace, and that should give us another beaver that can work in our new pump. We've got a new pump now. It's great. I kind of want to have some kind of skinny building that I can stick here, but unfortunately... Oh, interesting. Row house. Tell me about row houses. What does a row house look like? It's tall and skinny, but fits into spaces like that. How many beavers can live there? 5? We're getting low on housing capacity, and it just seems really, really efficient to stick something. It's so tall, though. It would look really weird in that spot. I'll think about it. We are running low on space for new beavers, though, so we should do something about that fairly soon. Okay, so yeah, even just adding that one working pump. Oh, yeah, now the second one has come in too, though I don't know if anyone's actually working at it. Yeah, no one's working at it, but even just adding that one pump is making a difference to our water, so that was a good move. Oh, hey there, Zach of Mars. So yeah, no, I'm glad to see you. Zach of Mars says that he hasn't been here for a while because he's got a new job. Congrats on the new job. I hope you enjoy it. I don't think we're ever going to need 2 beavers working here anymore, so let's kill that workplace. I just want to keep from having too many workplaces here. Okay, let's unpause this workplace now that we've got trees to chop down. And then once we're done chopping those trees down, we'll replace them with chestnuts. Stick a gatherer there. Okay, so this gatherer isn't doing a whole lot right now because we don't really need a lot of berries. So we're going to pause that gatherer. This gather honestly was mostly an emergency measure for when everyone was starving. But now that we don't have everyone starving, we don't need them nearly as much. All right. So how are we doing on gears? We've got 20 gears now that we've made. Have we been using... Oh, wait. What's this guy? What's this guy's problem? He's injured. Okay, I do have a spot for injured guys, right? Oh, but it's being used right now. Okay, our population is now getting high enough that we need to actually provide multiple places to deal with injuries at the same time. So let's stick one over here. Actually, is that going to block farmers from getting here? Let's reserve the rest of this space for sunflowers, just to make sure that farmers can get through. Okay, so we're dealing with that injured beaver. We're slowly manufacturing gears. I don't think I'm using gears for anything yet. So I think that'll just keep building up until we need it. We are collecting scrap now, but... Oh, we haven't figured out a place to put scrap yet. So we're just collecting it, but we can only collect as much as will actually be stored right here. So let's slow down time just slightly and figure out where we're storing scrap. Now we could just keep raising this tower. So let's do that. Let's keep raising this tower. So we could put it on this side, but let's wrap around to the front. So that means tall platform right there. And actually, it would be nice if we could connect right here, which would mean moving these water tanks. Okay, let's build 2 new water tanks over here, just because we got the space there. Why not? Let's empty these out, and we'll eventually make a connection right here. But for right now, we're not going to do that. For right now, we're going to step down right here, then keep it stable. And then... where's the right spot to step down? I don't know. Maybe there? This might not be the best way to do it, but I'm not sure what the better way would be and why. So let's do that. So this is going to be a place where we store scrap metal. But we got to build it first. So get to work, beavers. Let's build a place to store our scrap metal. And look at this. We are out of beds. And so we're also, while we're building on these towers, let's also build some more housing capacity. So let's build a housing capacity there. And let's even it out all nicely. Oh, this is where we're keeping water now. So is this. And now these are empty. We can kill them. And then, actually, let's lower the importance of this. I think we might... Can we build a row house here? How tall would that be? Ah, too tall to make a staircase right there. Dang. That would have been really cool if we could put a row house right there. But I mean, we technically could. I just really would want to be able to put a staircase right there, and I can't. Ah. Dang, that's a little disappointing. But we can still use this space well. Trying to see if there's a way to pull in. No, I can't really pull a path in to go a little higher. Oh, wait, what's going on? Okay, La Coalición is pointing out that I don't have any green on, and it's St. Patrick's Day. Well, hold on. I've got my Scout Corps jacket. So, ha ha ha! Now I'm wearing green. You can't do anything about it. Yeah, I'm disappointed. Okay, but I'm sure I can find an excuse to build a row house somewhere else, so it's fine. It's fine. Instead, I still like to be really efficient with storage, though. So let's build a couple of storages right there for something. I don't know. What do we need storage for? What is the next thing the next sort of technology we're going to unlock? Probably something to do with bread. I'm betting we're going to need a place to keep flour. So let's, or wheat or something. So yeah, let's, where is flour? There it is. Okay. Yeah, let's just keep flour here. We don't have any flour, but let's keep flour here. And then let's build like this. Like that? There we go. And so that just, I don't know. I like unifying paths like this. So the beavers have multiple different ways to go, which is just going to make them more efficient. Oh, so La Coalición says that apparently I received from the chat, I received 3 virtual pinches before I got my green on. So, oh well, I guess I have failed. It does look like, yeah, we're staying on top of our harvesting more than we were before, but we got a lot of carrots. Oh, you know why we have so many carrots? We've maxed out our carrots. We've filled up our carrot storage. That's why we've got so many freaking carrots. So now we got a decision. Does that mean I need to build more carrot storage? That will give me more resilience the next time my food income falls too low. Or does that mean that I should devote more space, like, to potatoes? For instance, we got some fairly young carrots here. We could actually uproot these carrots. Now that we're not starving to death all the time, let's uproot all these carrots and then turn that into potato space, because we are falling behind on potatoes. Not behind, but our potato situation isn't growing as fast as it could. So now that we've shown that we're clearly doing well with carrots, we can switch this over to potatoes. And actually, let's make this ramp a little bit smoother. Okay, yeah, so now you can see inside here, we are storing a little bit of scrap metal. And this wheel is just flying over here, which is great. Oh, it's actually going a little higher than the amount that it advertised it would do. That's actually pretty cool. Okay. Means we maybe can do a little bit more with that area than I expected. So now we got to figure out what is our next goal. We've got a water wheel running a gear shop. We're starting to collect scrap metal, and in order to get engines running, all we need is proper metal. That's the only thing that we're missing now, is just regular old metal. And the way you get regular old metal is you transform scrap metal into it with this building that it requires logs to operate, but to build it, it requires planks, gears, and some scrap metal. And we've got nearly enough of all of those things. The scrap metal, we don't have quite enough yet, but we're getting there. How much horsepower does it need, though? 200 horsepower. So it needs more than this can provide. So I think our goal for next episode is to keep expanding our industry on the river, and this time start manufacturing metal. Get that up and running. So yeah, okay, once the sun comes up again, let's get a nice shot of this water wheel, because it's pretty. And I like it. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that thing. It's great. Okay, the sun is coming up. Let's get a nice little screenshot of this for the thumbnail. Now, I don't know what it looks like when I pause this, so this might actually look ridiculous in the thumbnail. I'm really not sure. I guess we'll find out. But for right now, I think it's time to wrap this episode up. So here is a subscribe button. Here's links to other videos. Here's the next video, which we're going to make right now, where we're going to try to build up our metal industry. And once we've got that, we're pretty close to our goals.